Howdy folks, today we talk driver's licenses. Most of you would know that we went out last week, Thursday, and we went and did our driver's licenses. So I'm going to talk about the test and what it was like. Now for a start, I mean, can you imagine, I did my last driving test 32 years ago, and now I've got to go and drive with some instructor. Like the one lady said to me, I'm younger than you are, than you've been driving. You've been driving for longer than I've been alive. So, you know, just puts it into perspective. But in any case, so apparently, you know, over 30 years of driving, you learn a couple of bad habits and you need to try and get away from that. Now, we went and did this driver's test, but so to try and figure out exactly, you know, try and give us a better chance. I didn't study much, I'm going to be honest, because I believe that I'm a good driver. But we did book with a driving school instructor just for 2 hours before the tests, 1 hour for me, 1 hour for Belinda. And the main idea with that is that they just give you some of the things that these guys look out for most, and then also they take you on the route that you are going to drive so that you're a little bit more prepared, you know. You kind of know the route. It's not just some random route out of nowhere. Anyway, so we booked these driver's licenses early in the morning in the car. We had to get an Uber for the kids to go to school because we got our driver's licenses in Abbotsford, which is an hour's drive that way. So we get there, we meet up with this friendly Indian lady, lovely lady that did the driver's test, or did the instructor, the one that helps to teach us. Although I got to say, you know, between her heavy Indian accent, the masks, and our South African accents, I think we only got about 70% of what was said we understood. But anyway, she took us on the routes and we did the whole thing and that all worked out, and then we had to go for the drive. Now there's a couple of things that is actually really funny. I mean, it's according to the rules, but it's actually really funny. It's like you're one of the things that they fail you on is your speed. You got to drive. It's 50 kilometers an hour here in town, not 60 like in South Africa. On the highway it's 90, and then on certain parts of the highway like Abbotsford it's 100. And I think there's one road in Abbotsford that it's 60 k's an hour on the normal road. And then you've got school zones. Any school zones, construction zones, or school park plays areas, the speed limit is 30 kilometers an hour. So we needed to, we got some seaplanes taking off. Anyway, so 30 kilometers an hour in a school zone, and they're quite strict on that. You gotta stick to the speed limit. The weird thing is, know that I told you Canadians all follow the rules? Apparently the one rule they don't follow is driving 50 k's an hour or 90, because the traffic is going faster. Everybody's moving faster than you, and you gotta like sit here and be at the right speed, just a little bit slower than everybody else. You know how hard that is? Because you got to watch the damn speedometer the whole time. And then of course you've got to look in that mirror, look in that mirror, look in the rear view mirror, look over your shoulder, look in that mirror, look in that mirror, look in the rear view mirror. I mean, it's like you got to be, my neck was sore from looking around, because according to the driving instructor, every 5 seconds you got to watch, or every 8 seconds you got to check, which is crazy. I mean, you know, I've been driving for 30 years. You just like, look, we know how to drive safe. But anyway, so it was the speed limits, it's looking around. And then the other funny thing was, I mean, our car's got a reverse camera, rear view camera. Most of the cars over here have got. But you're not allowed to reverse using your rear view camera, which gives you an unobstructed 180-degree view of what's going on behind your vehicle. No, you got to turn around and look over your shoulder. And I mean, I've been doing a bit of yoga, I try, but I don't turn far. And you gotta like, you know, both hands on the wheel. It's such a farce. Anyway, but that is it. So how did the test go? We got in the car. She asked me to, gotta tell you this first though. So while I'm waiting to go for the test, there's this other youngster comes in with his brand spanking new BMW. He's going to go do his road tests. And another girl comes in with her brand like big Ram truck, you know, these like giant trucks. So she gets in the car with the instructor, and as she pulls out to start her driving test, she drives over the bonnet of this BMW with her truck. smashing her car, not getting her license, and smashing this poor dude's car. So now I'm standing there watching this unfold. But anyway, so my turn comes. I get a very friendly young lady. She puts up a little mirror on her side so she can look in that mirror and see my eyes and see where I'm looking. And we start driving, and it was actually, it wasn't that crazy. You stress yourself out about it so much, but it wasn't that bad. So we were driving, and she would go like, turn left at the next intersection, go right at the next road, please change lanes when you feel it's safe. And you just kind of do that, and you kind of have this little what do you call it, a little thing where you just go bing 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 bing, look there, look there, look there, look there, look there. I must be honest, I'm sure half of the time I don't even see what I see there. I just turn my face and my eyes so that it looks like I'm looking. But anyway, so we did that. And of course then a fire truck came around the corner. Ooh, there, far ahead around the corner. Luckily I saw it before she even saw it. So I'm just like to the side of the road and I pull over. Remember, I made a video about that. You got to do that. And she's still like, why are you pulling over? And then the fire truck comes, and I think she thought that was really cool. I did well there. School zone, hit the school zone. Luckily, I went on the same route that the driving school instructor took me. So as I turned left, I'm like, there's the school zone. So I immediately slowed down, and I'm doing 30 k's an hour past the school zone, like everything perfect. And that's it. Stopped, and she said, you're good, you passed today. Unfortunately, Belinda wasn't so lucky. She got taken on a different route than the one the driving school instructor showed her. And she did everything right, but when she came around that school zone, when she saw the sign, she started slowing down, but she didn't want to like flat hit the brakes. So when she got to the school sign, she wasn't at 30 k's an hour. She was just like a tad over 30. And then they failed her for that. The guy was like, when you got to the school zone, when you were next to the board, you weren't at 30 k's an hour, and you have to be 30 k's an hour maximum when you're in the school zone. And Melinda was like, but I saw the board, I slowed down, I was at 30 literally a few steps further. He's like, no, sorry, no go. Anyway, so now she needs to wait 2 weeks and go back. But all things considered, not a fun experience going for your license again, but it's done. Got it. Belinda will get it next time. She was just unlucky. She got a little bit of a hard-assed instructor to test her, I think. But it is what it is. All right. Cheers.